Time is about 8:50 p.m. 16 March. They didn't yet to yet take the other center as they said, but I am waiting. Is Alhamdulillah, thankful of God, and in center refugee shelter, not a main center, but as they said, they will take the like something main, or not for example, that is for beginner to have issue. I want to help hint more about absolutely 10 commands, and as you know, we never have human without humanity, and we never have male without human, and never have female without male. So that is, if they did something as they delusion, like for example, sex during the night, but in delusion of them, and absolutely never care naturally, and like this, for example, we don't have a rape and like this, and as a result, if you had issue with this, you absolutely with legally to contact to the police and legal situation and to follow. But they totally mentally and physically, as naturally, they are totally feminine and original and everything I described. So, for example, when you had something issue like me to make with abnormality as they can, this systems Saturn system, and has issue with power everywhere. You never care absolutely naturally, and that was issue for you. Naturally, you follow you. For example, make something issue with the doctor and like this to treat your physically, and absolutely for mentally you don't have any issue, and makes separate, for example, more and more as some obese and never care naturally as you can, and the end of result, the best is absolutely refugee. Take a refugee or immigration. Not at the, for example, my mean is the worst situation with at least real sample Iran to totally obey way, and for making food and save life to lie and everything. And inhumanity totally makes fault, not at least sex and like this. You must. But for example, these obese wanted to have an issue like me to make a symbolic of a refugee to destroy the infinity greatest process. You never care naturally. You never care naturally. That is for man has issue with have issue. For example, men have issue with not pregnant and like this, and they so manageable for them at least, and also for female woman with humanity. Absolutely. When you never have OB issue, more and more separate you, and more don't care about these OBs. And as a result, you can see more and more this delusion of nothing. And legally, we will have, inshallah, the natural system or humanity system will stand and will install as soon as possible after more and more naturally release these OBs. We will something issue with the mentally with the OBs to somewhere psychological and absolutely physically to punishment like any fine and like this. Not for example to have issue with this Dajjal, Ibn Dajjal, like Iran, to have issue to totally to kill them and like this, because they are totally have mental and delusion. They are totally feminine. They are totally original feminine. Mentally and physically. As a result, we don't have, for example, kill and like this to punish them, and only mentally and physically, absolutely, we have to find them, absolutely, obvious. But that is for sex, not for example, other issues absolutely have like Quran to advise for something issue, they absolutely more and more with Quran. And for female, they have issue, for example, physically, never care naturally, absolutely for them, never care naturally. But mentally and physically, if they had issue, for like this, for example, in delusion of nothing, like sleep and like this. But we never have rape and like this. Other issue I will speak. For example, woman like men, women like men, never care naturally. If they had issue, they must follow with the doctor and naturally to make treatment. And never physically, because they are, somebody has issue, they're totally feminine, original feminine. And with pregnant issue like this, they can with any medication and luck to have to treat themselves as well. So, but for example, I couldn't make two at the same time with two hands as a result. But they couldn't make so coffee before I recorded them so much. They couldn't, at least with one hand also. So that is a Wi-Fi and delusion of nothing, especially nothing of humanity. For woman has issue with pregnant, if they can with drugs and medication to treat themselves. If they couldn't, absolutely abortion as issue. But absolutely they have issue with, for example, the best way is natural way to more safe place, but separate, for example, man and woman. They had issue and absolutely they like men and never care naturally. And somebody has issue for you, though totally infinity more than you, feminine, physically and mentally. Don't worry, the humiliation, natural humiliation and everything is destroyed and never have mental, absolutely never. And physically for you, for if you had treatment with the doctor and pregnant issues, absolutely drugs and medication, abortion, end of result. If for abortion as issue, absolutely God issue after about 40 days to we have a human to make to insert God confidence or a spiritual issue, that the best is before 40 days they try to solve. But if didn't, they couldn't make solution, and absolute abortion, no problem, absolute for them. This is, but I know many woman and has issue. Any woman to so better than me to understand what kind of problem they have, and more before 40 days to solve as soon as possible this great. But absolutely, when after 40 days is abortion is totally. My mean as of 40 days is for human issue when you don't have something with a child and you have husband and absolutely with husband issue, wife issue like this, you don't want a child, and before 40 days to make a solution. For that is issue with a spiritual issue to insert confidence for human to make it like form heart and to form heart have been formed heart, and like this to absolutely confidence of God to insert at least to as a human. So that is totally issue, never care naturally. And like a woman, like man, if had the issue like me, I wish never have, and take a refugee and immigration. God bless human. God bless human.